Okay, so this is the Inventor tutorial for the Revolve assignment. So I'm going to show you how to make 3 of these objects. I think just for brevity today we're going to go through the donut, the ring, and the vase. So let's open up Inventor, start new part, and start a 2D sketch. And when I start a sketch that I know I'm going to revolve a simple thing, so this first I'm going to do the donut. I'm going to show you 2 ways we can revolve it. And we want to revolve it about one of the axes. So I'm going to generally use the y-axis for this. So in here, I've got my line tool. I'm going to draw a line right here, make it an inch. The length actually is not super critical, so it could be just kind of right there. We're only going to use it as a reference point. I'm going to go to the circle. I'm going to make my circle about yay big. So let's maybe add a dimension on there and make it, let's say, 2 inches and hit enter. And then I'm going to distance this a little bit. I'm going to pull it farther away. And maybe let's put a dimension in there so that it's 1.5 inches away from the center. So I'll click Finish. So now what I've got going on here is I've got a profile and a line that I can use as an axis. So up here on the Revolve tool, I'll click there. This profile should automatically be highlighted. Then it's going to say what axis do you want. If you have the little plus mark next to your check or to your cursor, it's ready to select the axis. So I'll click here, and boom, we've made a donut. So that thing is beautiful. If you wanted to do a partial revolve, you can change it to be like 180 degrees instead. It'll only go part way instead of most of the way. You can also drag this to go as far as you want. So if you need just a small section, that's possible. But I want a whole donut, so I'm going to say 360. It's like that. Looks good. I can change the material if I wanted. If I go down to something like, wow, that's kind of cool. That's driftwood, so a driftwood donut. A lot of fiber. So that looks good. I'm going to jump on to the next one and try to do a ring. And I'm going to use the other axis technique. So I'll go File, New Part, Create, and then start 2D Sketch. And this time I'm not going to draw a line in the middle. I'm going to practice using the axis. So first thing I need is a profile over here. So I'm going to go Slot under. So if you hit the down or up under Rectangle tool, there's a Slot tool, which is really useful for this. So I'm going to click that one. And then I'm going to make this go straight up and down, make it kind of look like that. Let's make sure it's realistic. So let's say 0.75. That's pretty big. Let's try 0.25. That's better. And then maybe let's go from here to here. And let's say 0.375 maybe. That might be a good option. And I'll click here and here, and let's make it 0.05, so it's pretty thin. I'll click Finish Sketch, and now I'll go Revolve. That's highlighted, so that's good. But now I'm not really sure what axis I'm going to use. If I click here, it's going to want the dimension. But I've hit over here in the model browser, there's this folder called Origin. Hit the little plus mark, and then it will allow me to select the other axes. So the one I'm going to want for this is the y-axis that goes parallel with the side of the ring, so the y. And if I click there, just revolve it. Looks pretty good. Click OK. And then I can change the material to be something a little bit more interesting. So maybe let's try, I think there's a gold foil in here somewhere. Framework holes, eh? Oh, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool black ring. Oh, it's right there. Foil gold. So there's the gold foil one. Cool stuff. So once you've got that one, we can move on to the next one. The last one is going to be the pottery. So I'm going to say File, New, Standard Part, Create, Start 2D Sketch. And on this one, we're going to use a tool we haven't used before. I am going to use the line tool on this one, and I'm going to use it as a reference point. So I'm going to say I want this vase to be, let's say, like 18 inches tall, so it's kind of big. And I'm going to come over here to the line tool and hit the down drop, and I'm going to use one of the spline ones. I think the best one's probably just the top one there. Or actually, let's try the spline in. Oh goodness, I can't even say that. Interpolation. So I'll click that one, and I'm going to just start making the profile. Like that. And the more I click, the tighter I can make my turns. And then I'm going to end right back where I started, like that, and I'll click the check mark. So that's going to be a really organic, kind of a curvy shape there. And I can move these around and kind of play with it until it's a shape that I like. And then I'll go here and I'll say finish. And then I'm going to go revolve, click that profile, use this axis, and it's going to flip around like that. Pretty cool. Made a little vase. And my favorite one, as far as like the color and the texture stuff, I like to use, there's one right at the very top that's tiling. Whoops. All the way up here. So it's like the 1-inch mosaic squares. I think that one looks pretty awesome. So it's kind of a tiled mosaic. You can play around with it if you want to try using gold or anything like that. I think those are all awesome. Let's see what the 4-inch square looks like. I don't like that one quite as much. Not bad, but not my favorite. Here's aluminum, or let's say bronze, or copper polished. The copper's cool. So once you got all three of those, your donut, ring, and vase, you can turn those babies in, and that's it for this one. So good work.